Zaris. I'll be your host for the evening. And with me, I've got
Fat Geisha,
Human,
and Toshi.
We'll be talking about life, anime, gaming, and whatever else comes to mind. First up, we're actually going to be discussing, let's say, One Punch Man workout regimen. So, there was a recent interview with the studio that's creating One Punch Man that went into detail about how they've been losing viewers. And why they've been losing viewers. It's about people thinking that if they actually do One Punch Man's workout regimen, they will be as strong as One Punch Man. Toshi.
Okay.
You're the closest...
No, him.
Fat Geisha, you're the closest thing to an otaku we've got here. What the fuck?
muscles.
Well, actually, truthfully told too, Fat Geisha also used to do a lot of training, weight training and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this idea that it's actually getting those neets and those otakus in Japan exercising?
It's nothing extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say by
What the standard?
what the standards is. Nothing extreme. I think it's good because it will get people in shape.
Mm-hmm.
It'll definitely do that. Lots of cardio.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good amount of cardio. 10 kilometers is 6 miles.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of...
That's if you're going from the couch to 6 miles with 100 squats, 100 push-ups, and 100 sit-ups, I salute you.
I'll say in a few years, there's probably going to be a lot of bad knees.
Yeah. And also, this is also the catch of it all, too, because these people love that show. They like the idea. How many of them are going to stick with this after the first month, really? You've seen... It's like how New Year's is. Mm-hmm. Every time we get the New Year's, okay, I'm going to the gym, I want to work out. 2 to 3 weeks later, how many of those people have dropped out?
I don't know.
If stuck with it? Maybe.
If they keep the hype of that anime going enough, people will get hooked on that crap.
Well, the reason I started working out when I was working out was because of Dragon Ball Z. So, and I worked out all the way up until I finished the whole season. And then I still worked out after that until I had to have my back surgery. And then I haven't touched a weight since then.
Well, and it sort of goes with me, too. Like, the one reason I started doing martial arts and my kung fu training was because of a movie, Fist of Legends, which you saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and actually that wanted me to get into
Who was that?
art.
Jet Li?
Jet Li.
Yeah.
And I actually, started my martial art training when I was 12. And with that, I actually did get out for 2 years. I left my senior year in college. High school senior year, and then my freshman college year. Then I actually went back to the same school and still trained.
Now, was all that because of an anime?
Actually, no, it was because of the idea of something that brought me to that point of wanting to do it. Yours was an anime. Mine was something that was
mine was anime, and I was getting quite big, and I was like, this is not needing to happen.
See, I was a scrawny kid, and I was bullied a bit. So I did that. And, mine was brought up to the point with the martial arts idea with something that was fantasy or fictional in that aspect.
This is just completely off topic, but did you guys know I used to weigh 35 pounds before I started lifting?
Before you started lifting?
Before I started lifting.
What were you after you were, to your point?
At my peak?
Yeah.
I was 193.
Jeez.
With
Did you see pictures of him?
5'9", 193 pounds.
Well, pull up those pictures real quick.
10% body fat.
But it was.
I almost had a sponsor. I really did, but then my knee injury, and that put me out.
Well, overall, I like the idea. I just wish for all those people who are doing this that they stick to it, because that's a great thing to actually get that exercise, keep that training.
And that's why I say if the hype stays there, people get hooked on it after a while.
Now,
you start seeing results.
Now,
the 100 push-ups. How many people right now can sit here and do 100 push-ups
straight?
100 push-ups. Can you do?
I used to be able to.
No, right now.
Right now? No, I can't do that now.
What
Adam, can you?
You kidding? No.
What would you say your max is currently?
I'd probably peter out around 40, 43.
Okay, I would say around 44.
I could say I could do maybe 70 or 80.
Yeah,
I did 200 something when back in high school when the military people showed up and they're
within how many minutes
competition. And no, they just wanted everyone to do 100.
Oh.
But I kept going after 100, and I got to 200 something, and they just told me to stop.
So there's a little bit.
How many can you do? Since we all said that.
If I was going to do push-ups, 10, 15 max. Sit-ups, I could probably do somewhere in the vicinity of 30 to 40.
I know I can do 300 push-ups in one sitting, or sit-ups. That's
Okay.
easy.
Yeah.
Sit-ups are easy. Well,
I-
full sit-ups? Are we talking full sit-ups
Full
or
sit-ups.
crunches?
Full
No,
sit-ups.
not crunches.
Not crunches,
Full sit-ups.
full
You need a
sit-up.
full contraction.
Yeah.
For a sit-up.
I don't really know. I don't think I've ever fully maxed
I
out
would
that.
say, I would say maybe you could do 30.
I was
because-
going to say 50.
Maybe, yeah.
Sit-ups are a little bit easier than push-ups.
If you do them right,
If you do them right, yeah.
Because you're supposed to exhale as you come up,
Right.
which will let your muscles contract more because you're not bringing your lungs out from all.
We should totally test this after the podcast.
No.
All of us.
Oh. I just had a lot of fat food.
Even better.
No.
I get an advantage.
The one thing I did want to bring up is that you mentioned multiple times the hype part of it, but they are losing viewers from it. Meaning the people aren't following in the hype anymore.
And not just viewers from One Punch Man, it's viewers from other animes. Like the animes on Crunchyroll, they had the actual views of those other animes losing all their viewers because of One Punch Man. Not just One Punch Man is getting all this beef, it's all the other ones.
I think that's actually really good. And I know that my initial reaction is a giant question mark, and it still is. But that's mostly to the idea behind it. That getting, working out like that would make you to the point where you can move in the air like a god.
Yes.
I'm more thinking about just the fact of if you are going to make yourself work out in that way and have that regimen to it, that's awesome. Especially if it makes it to where you're not going to be sitting on the couch in front of the TV the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a gamer. I respect the people who choose not to do the lifestyle that I have. But that being said, I wonder if, their reason behind it is they want to be as strong as, One Punch Man in the
I
show.
hope not, because they know they're not going to make that, right?
You would think.
I would
but
like to believe that it's the idea of him trying that hard and getting better and healthier. They just want that idea.
Well, I
too.
hope, because like when I was watching Dragon Ball Z, and that's kind of what got me into working out, was, it wasn't I was trying to be as strong as Goku or, Krillin or anything, it showed me like getting fit and working out and taking care of your body was a very good thing to do.
Mhm.
And for us otakus, most of us don't do that.
Yeah, and the other thing to it as well is they mentioned that productivity in the workplace shot up.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that, exercise has already been proven to improve mood and,
Productive.
like you're,
Yeah, and overall
you're a
it
better
helps.
person.
It overall helps. It helps you sleep better. It gives you more energy. It helps you focus. There's tons of benefits with working out and doing exercise.
I was talking to a guy at work. His lifestyle is working out. He eats healthy. He works out on a daily basis. And anyway, I was talking to him because I came up to him and I asked him, so if someone was to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and run 10 kilometers a day, 6 miles a day, would that be more useful for your body, or would it be more harm? Now, this is not including rest days, because, Fat Geisha, how rest days are really important when you work out.
Before you go into answering that, I will say the answer to that question you ask him solely depends on what weights you're doing.
I'm saying it's all body weight, because if 100 push-ups, body weight, 100 sit-ups, body weight, you're running, body weight, in squats, I'm hoping it's only body weight.
Yeah,
Because in the anime, I think it was just body weight, was it not?
if that's the
That was
case,
displayed.
it's the only harmful part on your body is running 6 miles a day. That is the only part that's going on.
Unless you go straight from the squats into running, then that's going to be killer. I mean, 100 squats, that's...
You would collapse.
Yeah, you
You
wouldn't
also-
even get a mile.
And you also have to think about this. Hopefully, they understand that they can't do 100, 100, 100 the first day.
You would hope.
You would hope, because, as I said, they saw people just running straight. We don't know how far they were running, how long they were.
Which I was going to get to that was when I was talking to that guy. He was telling me, you're probably not going to be able to make it the first mile, especially if you've set most of your life on a couch watching anime. Mm-hmm. You'll probably make it a mile, maybe a half mile or so, constant sprint. Mm-hmm. But you could work your way up to it, especially if you have dedication, motivation, and the will and
You would-
want.
Yeah, you got to push yourself.
You have to make
would
the
know-
effort.
You would notice an improvement really
Oh,
rapidly. With
yeah,
it.
he was telling me it would be a phenomenal regimen. I mean, it would be a great one. It's a lot of cardio, it's a lot of endurance, and he was saying it would be a really good. It's not going to get you big and beefy, but it's going to definitely tone you down, and you'll be very healthy.
Yeah.
How long do you think that regimen would take a normal person to do all that?
Like
What do
how
you mean?
time wise?
Time wise.
Well, let's see. 100 push-ups would do.
Well, no, to get to that point, I think is what he was asking.
Both. Well, let's say time wise, because you have to think this is going to take at least an hour or two of your day away.
I was gonna say at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Not running 6 miles, that'll take way more.
So say
But
that's
doing
what.
everything but the running would make you maybe take an hour or two.
Yeah. So and
I
then
used to
Because
work
the
out for
average
2,
is
3
what
hours.
the average run for a mile is about 12 minutes, right? For a beginner.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's what he was saying, was the average mile for a beginner is about 12 minutes. So 12 times 16 is
Give me a second.
12,
12 times
24,
fine.
48,
wait. 12 times 16 or 12 times 6?
48 plus
I think it's
12.
times 16.
Why 16?
Huh?
Why 16?
116?
No,
No, that's
12
Times
Yeah.
what?
time.
12
was
times
I-
16, you said, right?
What? I don't even know.
Hours later.
No, is it 6 miles running?
Yeah, 6 miles.
You said 16. That's why I was confused.
I said
12 times 16.
I'll check back on the podcast.
Yeah.
But
12 times 6.
12 times 6 is
24, 48.
72.
Yeah.
so it's going to take you an hour and 12 minutes to run 6 miles.
But
If as a beginner, if it
As a
takes
beginner, but
12 minutes per
these
mile.
are neats and otakus who've been sitting.
Right. And you also got to count in wear time. You're not going to do 12 minutes the first mile, and your next mile is not going to be an exact 12 again.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say an hour and a half right there. An hour and a half is just running. And then you've got to go back and do your push-ups, you got to do your sit-ups, and your squats.
So that's maybe another hour and a half to 2 hours, really. Because your body's already tired.
That's half a day of work right there.
How long did you spend time in the gym when you were working out
2 or 3 hours.
per session?
Mhm.
Yeah, see, I spent about an hour or 2 hours.
Now, and think of doing that every day, because this is an everyday regimen.
Right,
5
and
days a week.
I don't think that's a
No,
good thing because
7
you
days.
don't get rest
Oh, on
days.
this one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you have rest days in this, and I think that's bad because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe
no.
in rest days.
No, you need them.
Yeah.
If you did it 7 days a week, your body would literally fall apart.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
you need your cartilage in your knees to
And your
repair
muscles to
from-
repair,
Yeah, your
yeah.
muscles to repair.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do, but I mean, that's like half a day, 2 to 3 hours at least, right? Total. And we, if we use us as examples, do we have 2 and 3 hours a day to do this?
No.
Well, if I
Well, you gotta find time like I did while I was in school.
Yeah, it's a
3 in the
lifestyle.
morning.
It's
It's a
a
lifestyle. It's a
it's
lifestyle
definitely a
stuff.
lifestyle because when you start working out, you change your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just. I mean, you got to change your eating habits. You got to
Yeah.
change where
And
you
that's
eat,
another
when
thing.
you eat.
That's another thing. We haven't even included eating habits in
Yeah.
this.
Well, with another topic that we didn't hit, the most important part of this training regimen: no AC. You're not allowed to have AC.
That's actually using AC while exercising is bad for you
Mm-hmm.
because your muscles can't contract like they're supposed to because you get cold, so your body gets stiff.
Ah.
So the blood can't flow as easily because when you get cold, the blood flow is
It's get more constricted.
yeah, it's harder for your blood to flow, so your muscles get all tense and you can't contract properly.
That
So
makes
it's actually
sense.
bad to
Are
work
you-
out with AC.
Are you referring to AC or working out in cold weather? Or is it just...
Well, AC, cold weather, anything, it's just bad to be cold while you're working out.
Well, do you want it to be a hot area that you're working out in, or do you want it to be room temperature?
Hot,
Room temperature, yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
you're
AC
hot,
If
you'll
you're-
dehydrate too fast.
unless you're constantly drinking
AC
water.
Would be
Yeah.
the issue. It would be keeping it...
Keep it at your room temperature
Yeah.
would be the big factor.
Yeah, because you're not going to want it to be like a chilled room.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Oh,
cold.
no,
yeah.
not, without a doubt.
I think
But-
like this would be fine, room
Yeah.
temp.
Yeah, but besides, you have to think if we exercise in here, it's going to raise that room temp. If you just do it in something like that. Yeah. So,
You're gonna have body heat anyway. Yeah.
and food, as I said, food's a big factor in this because
Yeah.
eating.
that would be like a whole nother topic. Too.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would-
get me started.
And,
on
like,
that.
That's
What-
the worst
What,
part.
in
That
One
is
Punch Man,
the
what
worst
does
part.
he eat?
It's never really shown. Like
Oh.
he doesn't have a specific thing.
Okay, so
But one of the main things that I was seeing is that they are losing it from other animes. So if we're having otakus that are going in and really getting to a workout and kind of changing from being someone completely outside of the nerd culture to an extent, and then becoming a health nut, what kind of an effect do you think that's going to have on the anime industry?
On the anime industry?
Yeah.
I think it will definitely cut it down for sure. But if they're, true anime goers, they're definitely still gonna watch, but not to the extent of what they were.
Right, which I think is good.
I think it's definitely good, but at the same time, you got to work out your mind too. So I mean, even watching anime can still make your mind be better. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I mean, it's I think the same thing of anything. Everything is best in moderation. So, for a couple examples, one, you mentioned watching some anime is good, but becoming a couch obsessed person who doesn't exercise at all in any way, shape, or form, that would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
So this would give them the ability to pick and choose anime more regularly, so they're not watching a whole bunch of just really bad anime.
True.
While
they'll probably pick better ones.
Yeah,
for sure. And if you guys are wanting to do this, because it's kind of piqued my interest, I might have thought about maybe doing it. And I know it's not going to start out, but I'm going to probably try to start doing it. I don't know. We might see me not try it.
That regimen? Or
I would like to
hold
get
on.
to it,
Hold on,
but I want to start out very small. Because I know for a fact, if you're going to start out, you're not going to accomplish that goal on the first day. I mean, you might be able to.
This is a program that has something similar to that. Takes 6 weeks and supposedly you get to that point.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What's that program called?
Just 6 weeks. The overall goal is 100 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 150 dips, 200 squats, and 20 pull-ups in 6 weeks.
Pull-ups are awesome. Did you ever do a lot of pull-ups?
Oh, dude, I love that shit.
Those are my favorite. I like body weight. Dude, what did you like?
Well, obviously, I liked anything to do with legs and my back. Just anything in general, honestly.
I liked cardio and body weight, anything.
I didn't have a preference when I was working out in college.
Swimming would be mine.
Yeah,
if you wanted to
cardio.
Yeah, that's a good cardio.
If you wanted to include swimming in a regimen, I'd join you for that.
Swimming is actually a really good add-on to it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of all the 50% off nicknames that they give Ren.
I was thinking about the locker
Bitch Buoy and
Are you
Jabberjaws.
helicopter again?
Yes.
You're
Trying out
again.
my swimsuit.
You're a helicopter. Oh gosh.
But
I'm on the list.
Speaking of like a decline in anime or viewership and things like that, I know that you guys have complained rather avidly about the recent fall lineup. As someone who doesn't watch a whole lot more anime, can you give me a little more insight into why it is that you have that opinion?
Where to start?
Yeah, right?
The lack of good plots, I guess.
I think it's the fact that everybody's rushing anime out nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, they're not focusing a lot into depth on the story or emotions.
Well, you have to think, even the big Empire anime, Sailor Moon Crystal and DB Super. I know.
I'm just going to go right in. Like, I'm going right in. There's... Ideas are running out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they're copying and using old
or
ones.
Or they're copying, and then that's causing lawsuits. Cough, cough. No game, no life.
They stole every anime.
Stole everything.
What is
anime
No Game
trope?
No Life?
No Game No Life is about this brother and sister who are like the
Creepy
ultimate.
close.
Well, yeah, they're very, very incestual.
This is
Or at
like
least it was hinted.
Okay.
But they're super like the best gamers of ever in the world. And like I remember in the very first episode, the guy was actually playing 4 different characters with his one hand, one foot, and 1 foot on each mouse, using 4 characters and still coming in first place with all of them. Anyway, I guess this god from another world sees how well he is doing, and the god from this world, in this world, to live and survive, you have to play a game for everything. If you want food, you got to play a game for it. If you want money, you got to play a game for it. Everything is based off of games. And so he ends up, and cheating is illegal if you're caught cheating or something like. I can't remember what they do.
Yeah, there was rules, and he finds loopholes and all this stuff. And
Okay.
Anyway, he ends up becoming. He beats the god, I believe, right?
No. They got cut off mid-season because of all of the copyright issues and whatnot. And,
because they use characters from like game companies and stuff.
He was stealing. The artist was stealing outlines from other artists and using them.
Really?
Literally just like straight tracing over and stuff like that.
Really?
I think
It was actually
in there 'cause I'm not 100% sure on
was
this
it a good series?
Oh, it was awesome.
It was the art was really different.
It
was very.
It literally got cut off. I think at like episode 15, middle of the season.
Really?
Like there was a build up going on, and literally it just stops because they cut him off.
Wow.
And it was actually pretty decent. Like it wasn't like one of the tops, but it was definitely
something that
very
you could watch,
enjoyable.
Something
yeah,
that you could watch for the season.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you have that. As I said, we've already mentioned how the animation quality on a lot of the big animes have been subpar. Would be a good word about how they drew. Like you've seen those images I showed you of Dragon Ball Super, haven't you?
It's funny because I haven't even got to watch Super yet, except like the first maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, but if you look at some of the drawings, they took a lot of shortcuts, like they did in Sailor Moon Crystal. Yes.
Ugh, don't even mention Sailor Moon Crystal.
Why? What's wrong with Sailor Moon Crystal?
I'll let Xeris talk first.
Okay.
Because I got lots to say.
The funny thing is that being a little bit older than you specifically, Toshi, a lot of the complaints that you're having remind me of why I stopped watching anime a while ago. Because, back when I was getting out of it, the main popular things were Naruto, Bleach, and a few things like that.
That's when you were getting into it?
Out of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's understandable.
Yeah. And
Bleach, filler. Naruto, filler.
Yeah.
Well, even outside of the filler segment of it, I was getting bored and agitated because the dialogue was the same. I would watch one episode of one thing, go watch the other one. I was like,
The exact same.
I just watched this. So it's not something that's new. I think it's something that you.
Well, there's definitely a line that you have to follow in anime. I mean, it's not have to, but I mean, it's the average to get viewers. I mean, you got to have a protagonist that's got to grow. They've got to come up on circumstances to help them, that struggle. There's got to be some kind of villain or anti-hero, or there's all these.
You're referring to basic writing. That's not
right.
restricted to anime.
But you also have to think about this. This is something I read actually in an article several weeks ago, that a lot of times, like, there'll be those hit animes, and it's produced by a company, whatever company it is. Then we get a B or a C rated anime. Half the time, those B and Cs, they have to put in and have to actually show it, because they say, okay, you can show this great one, it's going to sell well. You have to show this one too. So they actually put the crappy ones, but it looks like it's more and more fillers nowadays, because they know what the hits are. They know ones that really sell well, so they can say, okay, here's 3 of our average. Put them in there too. You have to buy these to play to get our main one.
So it's just like a contract.
Yeah, it's a contract.
That's lame.
That's part of it. That is part of it there.
Like, here's one good one, but here's 5 bad ones.
Play them.
Have everybody go find that one good one. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but with anime.
And it's true, because honestly, like, that's one of the reasons I read manga so much. Is because with anime, it just seems so forced on some of it, or some of it just seems so off-putting to me, because it's like, it just doesn't feel right. When I read it, I could create it. You can make it your own way. You can make it better in some ways, make it worse in others, but it gives you more of a feel of being more creative, because that's usually 90% of all works are originally anime. So it's actually the creator usually putting their ideas on that, and then just getting opinions on what the anime how it should go. And that's why fillers are made too, because they could go, oh crap, we have to put something in here to make sure that the artist is actually making the new chapter. They put in a lot of fillers, or they put in a lot of spacing, or a lot of odd things that just don't help it flow. But the filler arc, I told you, it killed me.
What did you think about Fall's lineup? Like, what were some animes that were good and some bad?
Good? One Punch Man, Haikyuu Season 2, Gundam. Boom. That's it.
I heard Noragami was really good.
Haven't seen it.
That's
The
good
second
too.
season, I heard that's really good. So I'd probably have
But
to add that one.
Are
Other
we
than that,
are we counting new then, or hold on? It's any of those second seasons that you just named, or are they all?
Yeah, season
Okay.
2.
well, Gundam is like how many seasons?
Well,
Well, this is a new.
that's a new series in a way. It's a new story, so it's a new series
season
in that way.
one.
And to be
Thinking
fair-
about Gundam, did you guys hear about
I know what you're.
Thunderbolt?
Yes.
Gundam Thunderbolt.
The first episode.
Episode came out today, or at least the 3-minute trailer.
I think it was the 3-minute trailer.
I was
I
gonna say
heard-
they wouldn't come out with one that soon when they
still haven't finished
this
one.
Right. Well, I saw something about it. Thunder is I can't remember what it's
I think
called.
it's Thunderbolt.
Gundam Thunderbolt.
And now, if I'm thinking of the right one, you're talking about the one that's based in original Gundam universe, right?
Most likely.
I don't know. I just saw that it premiered today,
Okay.
and so I was like, "Oh, I'll tell them about that."
I've heard something similar to it. With Gundam, it's kind of hard to say because each time you have Gundam, it's really hit or miss.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like Gundam Seed or Destiny.
Or 00.
Yeah, I hate 00.
I love.
It's
that
funny
shit.
because all I ever hear people say about Gundam, if they're not true Gundam watchers, they love 00. They love Seed. They love Wing. Those are like the top 3 I always hear people say.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
For me, I find that G Gundam is one of the more polarizing ones. I hate it. A lot of other people find that it's the best Gundam. I don't know why. I don't know how.
No, I agree with you on this one.
I gotta admit, G
Garbage.
Gundam's garbage.
Yeah,
Garbage.
I haven't got to see it.
good. Keep it that way.
Don't keep it that way. Okay.
What about Unicorn?
Unicorn's excellent.
Yeah, I was about to say Unicorn was.
I got to
pretty
see a couple
awesome.
episodes, and
I did not like the climax. Not gonna spoil it. Just I wish they
I'm
did
fine with
something
spoiling.
different than the way that they
But
did.
we
Yeah, I know
are
what you
keeping
mean.
it. Okay. It's called Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. 4 episodes only. Comes out December 25th, and they're going to be
Christmas.
digitally. Yeah, they're going to be digital instantaneously. So after they air it, it's going to be on digital.
interesting.
I'm excited about that. I just get to watch a movie on Christmas Day.
You want to know what
And
I'm
it's
not
actually
excited
there's a
about?
manga
I
that's
do
based off
want to
of
know
it.
what you're not excited about. What do you find is the worst or one of the worst for this lineup?
Digimon Try.
I don't want to believe it, but I want to see
It is god awful.
Well,
Oh man, you were so excited for it too,
I was, yeah.
and I still am, and I want to see
Oh,
it.
I'm not.
I keep hearing it. It's one of those that if you watch it, you would enjoy if you watched Digimon originally.
No,
No?
no, I grew
That's what-
up.
I grew up
people
on it
say
too.
They grew up to Pokemon.
I grew up.
I grew up to fucking Digimon.
I grew up on both, but I
I
love
grew up on
Digimon
both. I
better.
grew up both.
I
But-
would say something smug here about how Pokemon still better and doesn't have any problems, but watching the anime, like I've tried to watch a couple episodes now and then, I'm like, nope, good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was just because like you had to grow up with it, but I still love it. I hated season 3 or
I stopped
4.
at
Which one was the one where they did the train and they?
Oh, it's been so long. Don't ask. me
season
that.
4. I think I stopped
I
at
think it-
season 3.
Let's see. The first season was Tai. The
Yes.
second season was
Blue. The guy that's similar. to that.
Vimon.
Yes.
Season 3 was Gabumon, or not Gabumon. What's the freaking red dinosaur?
I know what you're talking about.
That
Yeah.
was the same.
No. That's a different one.
The one with the big giant yellow
yeah.
fox.
Yeah.
That was that was like the
Oh.
really good one.
Yeah.
No.
No. You're thinking of the one with the big giant where they.
Are you thinking about the one where they swipe the cards and stuff?
Yeah, I loved that
No,
one.
that was garbage.
No,
Actually,
that one was
I wanted to
good.
punch myself in the face for watching.
No,
that.
the season after that one sucks. Where
I
they
stopped.
meld together with the
You wanna know what
Digimon.
sucks.
I will be. That's why I
Digimon
stopped.
Try sucks.
Okay, so hang on. Tell me why, because I'm really curious.
Okay, they only have 4 episodes out right now. Still ongoing. First of all, they already said it was supposed to be a movie. Well,
Okay.
take that idea, and
So it's
I'm
not a movie.
I don't know if the whatever episode they stop at, if something after that they're gonna do a movie. Haven't looked into that yet. All I do know is 4 episodes in, all you can watch right now. I feel like I should be on like episode 12 or 15, the story is so thrown together and rushed. It's like
Is it random?
borderline random.
Okay. Would you watch the Digimon movie or the Digimon Try?
I would rather watch the movie.
The movie was good. It's really similar to Summer Wars. Actually, the same creator of Summer Wars was the guy who created Digimon the movie.
I don't like
It's
the movie.
it's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'd
all
have to
he
say that
did
movie
was
really
take
good.
his original idea and make it to what he really wanted it with his art style.
I don't know why. I just didn't feel.
I loved the movie.
I didn't like the movie.
I loved the art in it and everything.
I didn't like the movie. I watched the first 3 seasons of Digimon, stopped at the 4th, and I haven't gotten back on it ever since then. And that's why I was hoping Try would be a good thing, because it would be because I keep hearing people say if you watch it, it will be very nostalgic. It would bring you back. And
Fat Geisha's over here like
Fat Geisha
waving
is
his
just so,
head off his shoulders.
Enraged with it, and that's why I was hoping this would be good, because I would like just to see how they grew up. Because when I was little, they were little, so that idea. And now I'm just hearing Fat Geisha just say no, because it just seems so random, so confusing. They clumped everything into 4 episodes, and it just doesn't feel.
I just want to lay it all on the table, but I don't want to give spoilers.
Please do, because I'm really
Like I said
curious.
before, there's no such thing as spoilers.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say by like episode 3, somehow you're already fighting some giant god boss thing, and there's already a mega evolution, and you're like, what the shit is going on right now? And then next episode, boom, it's over for some reason from like One Punch Man fight and thrown in Digimon, and you're like, okay, what now?
Okay, so kind of give me the premise of it.
Yeah, go ahead, explain. Because
Okay, so the Digimon, their companions, they're gone. They're all grown up. They're
Is it the original Tai? And...
yes.
Okay.
They're all in
TK.
college or doing else things.
So they're now. I thought they were in high school.
They start. Portal starts opening. Digimon start coming through and attacking stuff. And out of nowhere, their companions show up. And it's like, what the shit? Where did you guys come from? And there's some super secret organization that like, we've been watching you and we need you. And it's like, out of nowhere, this big thing portal opens up, and then a giant Digimon shows up, and you're like, I still don't understand what the fuck is going on right now. And then boom, Mega Evolution, destroy it, and then they go into the digital world again, and it's like, okay, what?
That's
And you're on episode 4 by now, and it's like, what the shit's going on?
that seems really fast.
Yeah.
It does seem really
Yeah.
fast.
That's like if they were trying for a movie, that sounds like the plot that they would use for the movie.
Yeah.
So
The 1 through 4, if it was in a movie, episode 1 through 4 would have been the middle of the movie.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Like, that's how rushed it was. Like, 1 through 4, how it started should have been the middle of the movie. Because there's no build up to what they've been doing. There's no build up to the Digimon showing back up. There's no build up to why the hell the portals were even there.
Okay, so hang on. So, because it sounds really similar to the movie. You know, the big giant gateway opening up, destroying the city and stuff, and then they have to go to the digital world to beat that, and then come back and
They're
defeat
not
the...
even in the digital world at all. This is all, like, real life stuff.
Yeah.
So is it just, they're doing their day-to-day life, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's there, and then they're like, oh...
Not even that. Like, you get, like, I think maybe 12 minutes, 10 minutes of their new normal life, and then it's like, boom, shit's happening.
It's
You're
like,
oh, okay.
Insta.
huh.
It's Insta Coffee Digimon.
I bet you they have some terrible PTSD.
Oh, and the main character's a bitch.
Oh, I heard that. I heard Ty is
He's
a bit.
not a badass
I heard.
anymore. He's just
I heard
a whiny
Ty.
bitch
Yeah, I heard Ty got.
that doesn't want to fight. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's destroying buildings. I don't want to fight him
Yeah, I
because
heard
it'll
Ty-
destroy more buildings.
I
so
heard
I'm just
Ty-
gonna let him keep destroying
Yeah, I heard
buildings.
Ty got wussified in this.
I heard
Logic.
that Izzy makes his goggles like to where he can like see certain things or
Yeah,
see
you
the.
can see the portals before they actually open.
So the goggles actually have a use now
Yeah.
Yeah,
instead of just
so that's one
being
good thing.
jewelry.
Yeah, there's one good thing. The goggles are useful now. That's all. I think that's the only thing Fat Geisha can say. Yeah, the goggles are
Yeah,
useful now.
the goggles do shit now.
Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I've just got one thing to say on that. Pokemon Go and Pokken Tournament, bitches.
Hey,
Oh.
Digimon's coming out with a new game too
I don't give a
for
shit
the
anymore.
Vita.
Digimon Tri just killed my childhood.
Wait, so you're telling me that a dead genre is being released on a dead console?
Talk about dead genre, Megabots. They're coming out with a new game too.
What?
Yeah, Megabots is coming out with the Vita game too.
Well, hold on.
What?
Did you just say Vita game? Right?
Yeah.
So we are never getting it in the States.
Probably not.
Yeah. Guess who has to now import all this stuff?
You.
Yeah.
Did you ever play or did you ever watch Megabots?
Yes.
Yes.
I love Megabots.
That was the shit.
Yes, it
I
was.
did enjoy
yeah.
that. I did
Fist
enjoy
bump.
that. Yeah, I did enjoy that when I was young.
I loved Megabots. Anyway,
So, yeah. On that note, let's go ahead and just start the game.
okay,
So, who wants to go first?
let's do Fat Geisha because he wasn't here last
Yeah.
week.
Alright, and we're going to quickly run down what the game is. Basically, 20 questions condensed down to 3 questions with an additional question if nobody gets it within the first round. Nobody gets it on there, the person who asks the questions fail.
And the topics are going to be anime character, video game character, anime series, or video game series. So, Fat Geisha, take it away.
Alright, so mine is an anime character.
Okay.
Alright. First hint, they're made of metal. Second, they have a sense of humor.
I swear if
Third.
it's Megabots, I'm going to laugh.
They're part of a unit.
Oh crap! I don't know what they're called.
Okay, was this an anime character?
I know what. I think I know what this is. I don't know what they're called.
Okay.
Part of the unit's sense of humor. This is a specific character.
Oh crap! Never mind. No way.
Okay. I'm
Read the clues one more time for me.
made of metal, part of the unit, and has a sense of humor.
Correct.
I'm going with Bumblebee.
Okay.
Bumblebee from Transformers?
Yep.
That's a good guess. As funny as this sounds, and I know it's wrong, but I was thinking Meta Knight, or not Meta Knight. What's the Pokemon? Mega Knight or
Metagross?
Magnemite?
Magnemite. I was thinking Magnemite from Pokemon.
That's it. That's a good one, honestly.
Okay,
But I can't- but I-
part of your unit made of metal.
But I couldn't see them
Sense
being
of
hunt.
humor.
I mean, maybe they were just dicks in the anime from what I remember.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Mine. I think will be way off, but
Wait a minute.
okay.
No.
I don't know the name of the character. Ghost in the Shell. What are those robotic unions?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. What are they called?
Tachikama.
Tachikama. Because they are part of unit. They do have senses of humor,
They got some good fun.
and that's metal. Yeah. I'm
That's a
going-
good guess.
That's what I want to say.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with mine. That way I can be different.
Yeah. Yes.
I even nailed it. It was Tachikoma. That's why I
Yes!
had you guys. Because I was sure Zeris was going to be like, Gundam.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the
Gundam.
Gundam picture. I was like, wait a minute, Gundam. And I was like, sense of humor. Who has a sense of
made
humor?
of metal, so that part really prevents it from being Gundam. Unless, oh god, we're going with something like those shitty ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
Super Form
SD,
SD.
SD Gundams.
Yeah, no, I would
No.
not guess that even if I knew it was the answer.
All right. Well, so Human has a point. He's tied with me.
We should-
Or am I 2 points? I can't remember.
You're
We
two.
need to make an
we
Excel
need to
sheet.
make an
I
Excel
try
sheet.
not to make it too hard. I wanted
That was a
to be
really good one.
That was.
Yeah, that's
That was really good. All right, Human, since you won
Okay.
that
Mine,
last one.
Okay, martial artist. It's a game character. Martial artist has been both light and dark, and been in the light path and the dark path. 3 others know his style.
So there are 3 characters in the game that know the same style as him.
I believe so.
Okay, Street Fighter popped in my head. I don't know why.
That could almost work. Ryu would be fitting within that because he has both light and dark form.
That's what I was thinking. At first, when he said fighting style, I was like, League of Legends, Lee Sin.
I mean, Ryu would be a good one for it because he does go down both sides. Dan studied this style, but he doesn't have the same style. So that would mean Ken, Goki, and what's his master's name? I don't remember, but all 3 of them use roughly the same style.
Who were you thinking?
I wasn't quite yet. I was still analyzing the clues.
What?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say Ryu because that is literally my only logical guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to think of something in anime, or not anime, but RPG game related.
Give me the clues again.
Both Light and Dark Path. 3 people know his style. And I forgot what the first one was. Martial arts.
Is Star Wars part of a martial art? Like, did they learn any martial art?
Well, technically,
Because I was thinking like Anakin.
The form
He's
actually
on the light side, and then he went to dark side.
I will admit, lightsaber is now created as a form of martial arts.
Lightsaber.
Lightsaber training that is now a form. Like you could go train. I think there's a school in Oklahoma that does that.
There is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I can remember the name properly. I think it's Cecil, the dragoon from Final Fantasy English 2 on the Super Nintendo.
I'm gonna go with. Who did I say a minute ago?
Ryu?
No, after that.
I don't know.
Anakin?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anakin. I know it's wrong, like again, but whatever.
Okay, so Anakin, Cecil, Ryu, Ryu.
Did I help on that one?
Well, no, I was already thinking it, but then you said it.
So it was Street Fighter?
Yeah.
I didn't play that much. Or at least got into that much. I played it a lot, but not got
As I
into
said,
it.
I try to get something that all 3 of you I would think have an idea of.
So I have 2 points.
Yes.
Yes.
Human has 2 points.
Yes.
And Fat Geisha has 1 point.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And you're at 0.
Yep.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Okay. All right. It is a video game character. It references Jesus imagery, digital death, and it has infinite HP.
I swear, if it's another Mega Man one.
What were the hits again?
It has infinite HP. It is uses Jesus imagery, and did I say digital death or infinite HP?
You said digital death, infinite HP, and references to Jesus.
Okay.
It's not the bird Jesus from Pokemon, is it?
No, Bird Jesus does not have infinite HP.
What's that one guy's name on Sword Art?
Kirito?
No.
Death Gun?
No. The dude that
There's
like,
a
made
lot
it
of
all.
dudes.
That made it all.
Oh my god. Yeah, his name was a little difficult to remember. I can't remember. I don't think it's that. I don't even think he's seen SAO.
I watched season 1, well, and 2.
So
Did you see Gun Gale?
No, I stopped there.
Oh, that's where you really should start watching.
But
No, trust
it
me.
was
Trust.
bad.
No, trust.
It gets
trust
bad on
me.
part 2, just like season 1.
Trust me. Season 1 and Season 2, especially Season 2, sucked. Gun Gale is really good. The storytelling is way better.
I'll watch the couple episodes when I finish with Xenoblade.
And my wife who's in there, so.
Okay.
Anyways, my guess is the dude that made all of the
Yeah,
SAO
the
stuff.
shield guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know the name, but I know you're talking about.
Okay, one more time with the clues, and then I'll try to come up with a guess.
Jesus imagery, infinite HP, digital death.
Digital death. Jesus. What was the other one?
Infinite HP.
I can't even place my finger on anything. Human?
Am I allowed to throw
Yeah,
hints out
yeah,
the window?
yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm thinking either something along the lines of either something Digimon, Dot Hack, or...
That's what I was
Dot
thinking.
Hack.
Dot Hack. I was thinking Skeet.
Was there any Jesus
I was
characters?
thinking Skeet. Is that?
No, because he's not...
Yeah.
Like, what was his scheme?
Infinite HP, digital death, and
imagery.
Jesus imagery.
Yeah, Skeeth would be a good one.
That's what I was thinking. Digital death. He does have, when a couple battles, he does have infinite HP, and he sort of has that god of destruction.
It
God.
could also be Azure Kite. Triad, yeah.
From Dot Hack?
Yeah. It could
See.
also be, what's her name? Helda? Could also be her.
Debatably.
Yeah, debatably.
Yeah, I want to stick with Skeet.
Is it a video game series or anime series?
It's a video game.
Video game.
And
So,
Dot
Hack,
Hack's
yeah,
video game
Dot
and
Hack
anime.
was so video game
That's
series.
what I'm going with right now because
Well, I'm weak in this category, so I'm just gonna say, what was one of the Dot Hack ones?
You're gonna say Skeeth?
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna
say
say ski.
I would say either Tri-Edge or Helva.
I'll say Tri-Edge.
Okay. You actually got it with Skeeth.
Wow! Congrats.
The funny thing is I honestly thought of Dot Hack first, but I was like, nah.
I thought of Dot. When you said that, I was
he's
like,
not gonna
I was
pick
thinking
Dot
Dot
Hack.
Hack. I was like, I don't know why.
The biggest problem, you picked SAO as a game character.
Well, SAO is a game.
Yeah, it's a game now.
There's actually 2 games, I think.
That's why,
Yeah,
that's why I
it is a
picked that.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to give us a curveball, so that's why I was trying to be in your mind. And obviously, I should have just stayed in mind.
you
because
gotta
my-
admit,
Fat
my
Geisha was
brain-
trying to get inside
These
Zeros.
clues have been actually pretty well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still been challenging, but usually at least one of us have the knowledge. So
Yeah, and I still can't come up with my third one, but I'm gonna try to wing it, and it might screw up
okay,
everything.
Go
My,
ahead.
my favorite clue I actually didn't get to say.
What was your third one?
It was everyone's favorite phase.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not to me.
In the game, there's 8 phases. Each of them is a boss to one of the segments of the game. And Kubia is the wave itself. It's a reference towards a lot of stuff that's going on in the game.
I sort of want to play that.
Okay.
again.
Each of the other bosses is just not good looking. Skeeth, on the other hand, looks like a Bamf, acts like a Bamf, has a weapon that's a Bamf.
I want to play that now.
Like,
I have,
I only have the first one.
I have all of them.
You suck.
I really.
We should
hate
do.
Young
We should
Me.
totally play that one day.
We should
Yeah.
make that a podcast there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sold them for dirt cheap when they were because I didn't pay attention to
They're
resale value.
expensive as crap now.
I
And I have
know.
all of them.
You want to talk about selling sucky or good games for super cheap? Ranma's mom sold Earthbound in a garage sale for
I hate
50
you.
cents.
Shut up. Shut up.
She didn't know what
Shut
it
up.
was.
Shut.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Please tell
Yeah.
me you played.
man.
Please tell me you played. Oh my gosh.
Fat Geisha has not played Earthbound.
We really got to get a gaming night on when. We really.
We'll
gotta-
do that. We'll do that.
Okay, you do yours. Because,
Okay, so all right. Red trench coat. Badass. I know it's a very vague clue.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, man.
I'm going with the most obvious.
I've got 3.
I'm going with the most obvious at least.
Video game or anime character?
Oh
Anime
yeah, I
character.
should start out with that.
Yeah, anime character.
Anime character, obviously.
Yeah.
And skillful in his ways.
I'm going with Vash Stampede.
Really?
I'm going Vash. I don't care. I'm going Vash Stampede.
There's 3
I
obvious
still
answers
have
here.
no. There's actually more than 3.
There's more than. No, Mario does not harm.
I've got 3.
You.
Badass, I was okay with. Skillful in his ways. That's like saying badass again.
Okay, how about this?
Come on.
Badass weapon.
I'm still
Okay.
going Vash.
Okay,
Still going Vash.
I can deal with that. In a way, I could still see it being Edward.
I can see. Oh yeah, that's true.
But
I'm being a dick right now because you guys were
Yeah.
dicks last week.
I know, and I've got like 4 in my head that it could be. And I'm
I'm
just
sick-
like, oh
I know
my
at
God.
least of I think
if
4 or
you're-
5.
If you're being an uber dick, it's Vincent from Final Fantasy VII.
That was
movie.
one of my 4.
The other
That would
one
be-
is you're using badass, but you're hoping we don't think of a girl, and it's Ruby. So
That's-
I'm going with Ruby.
That's actually good. I'm going with the obvious. I gotta go with that one.
All right,
That was the first one that popped
Yeah.
in my brain.
I've
Yeah.
got 4. I'm just gonna throw out 1, and then I'm gonna add all the ones I thought it was because fuck you.
Yeah.
Since he went with Vash and he already said Ed, I'm gonna say what's his
Well,
name?
he
from
chose
Hellsing?
Ruby. So, Alucard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alucard. My 4 choices were Edward, Alucard, Vash, and
I like the Ruby one. I didn't even think of that
we'll
one.
go from there. But
All right,
Nice.
you win.
Nice.
Alucard. And then you guys were forgetting about Dante.
That
Oh
god,
God!
there was
Dang
one.
it!
And then
Wait.
there
wait.
was
Original Dante or new Dante?
It would be from the anime. So
Yeah.
take your thought.
Oh, okay.
there was one more. Who was I thinking of
my
earlier?
4th was Vincent. That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, yay! I tried to make it a little difficult and vague, and I didn't come up with my third one.
Well, the first one was enough, but at the same time, it was all right. Let's see. What's the most linear, but at the same time open? Red coat.
I was gonna say spiky hair, but
That still doesn't help.
Nope.
because
There was a
all
deadline.
anime is like they all have spiky hair.
Yeah.
That would
So-
have screamed Vash.
Yeah, that's
See-
why I didn't do that one. I was like, that one sounds.
That's why I just chose
too
the
bad.
obvious. You chose the unique one that would be off the wall, and you chose one that.
And I didn't want to give a vampire one. I was like, because that's gonna give it away.
Yeah. That would have cut
Mechanical
a whole lot of
laugh.
those.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Edward wasn't it because
He doesn't have a weapon. He has
he
a.
makes weapons. His weapon
He has-
is his mind.
He has a.
weapon.
He
He,
is
yeah,
a weapon. Yeah, his arm is.
Yeah.
yeah,
still
he's got a
weapon.
metal weapon in a way.
He's
Yeah.
he makes use of his mind as a weapon. That's the most badass weapon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, got
Which that's probably who I was thinking of was Ed earlier.
So wait, did that mean that you got 3 points? right now?
Yeah, he got 3 points on one night.
What's up? It's because you don't have a napkin.
Oh, that is so awesome.
For those who do not know what we're talking about, it's an inside
No,
joke. We'll go on it
no.
later.
That is awesome. That is going to be.
And no, it has nothing.
And the
oh,
funny thing is,
that's
she's
kinda
gonna
happy.
listen to this tomorrow or whenever, because she's listening to them right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, let's change.
Well,
let's keep
I
going.
would say it has nothing to do with masturbation, but it almost does.
I
Okay,
hope she
guys.
enjoys this conversation.
Well, that was our game. Now on to the gaming subject or topic. Zeris, I've heard you've been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles.
X.
I'm only slightly addicted.
Slightly. That's
Yes.
all I ever hear you
That's
talking
an
about.
Okay. Slightly addicted. How many hours have you put in?
35 or so?
Okay, I'll give that a slightly addictive level.
I literally was only able to
So
play
you've-
that much because that was the amount of free time that I had between work
That's
and now.
slightly addictive.
So you played Xenoblade Chronicles X 5 hours less than what I've worked this week.
I would have played more, but my gate to my apartment was locked. I was unable to get in, so I went to a Smash Brothers tournament instead.
He's going away from Smash to complete this game.
Nerd.
He's going away from Smash tournaments, which he usually does, to play this game.
And yes, I do understand the irony of me making fun of the people that thought that they would be able to get as strong as One Punch Man. Like I said, I respect people who make that choice. I don't respect the idea of being that strong. Now that that has been cleared up yet again, yes, it's a fantastic game. The mechanics for it are ironed out to a T.
So for the people that don't know what Xenoblade Chronicles is, it's a mech RPG.
It's an RPG, a JRPG
Yeah.
starting off. It has mechs in it.
Mm-hmm.
It actually has a really well story. I like the original one. This is actually a sequel. All in all,
In theory,
in theory,
we-
it's a sequel.
Which is, it's funny because Zeris was telling me earlier how much mech play you have, and you said you have 35 hours so far.
yeah,
How much mech play is that?
0.
0 mech play so far in
Oh,
35
no,
hours
no,
in.
that makes sense because you played, the other one.
I admit I'm slow playing the game. I'm doing all the extra stuff.
No.
that I can.
You know how it is when you play that, especially when you want to fully immerse.
Mm-hmm.
Every side quest matters to you, and you will hunt down every single item.
Fortunately, the side quests are more. You can grab them and ignore them because a lot of them are now posted on a board, so that you can just. Grab
Oh, thank goodness!
quest.
Because it's not like that. You get them, you're like, I have to complete this. At a certain
Is it
thing.
kind of like a Borderlands kind of thing, so you can come back to it later?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So far, I have not seen anything that has a timer related to it. Meaning
Oh, thank goodness!
that you don't have to be like, okay, well, I literally have to pause progress on the game to go and complete this now. It's up to you if you want to gather the extra characters, gather the extra equipment.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. You
No,
can-
that makes it so much more better. Because,
So when am I coming over to play?
It's got one save file. You're not coming over.
Oh, it only has one save.
Well, so far as I can see, there is deleting and altering save
Yeah.
files. So I haven't seen like load specific save files.
Because-
yet.
Hey, can I borrow your PlayStation and
No, it's a
game?
Wii U. And
Oh, is
because
it Wii U?
I have the game too. I have not opened mine copy yet. I haven't started that because games can't stack up, and you know that, Zaris. But honestly, as I said, I love JRPGs. Me and Zaris can go on long talks about that. And overall, he's saying it's a great game, and I'm tempted to play it.
I'm very, very tempted to play it. If I had a Wii U, I would go out and buy it right now.
It's almost entirely math and menus.
And
Yeah, but the graphics look awesome. From what I've seen, look awesome. The way you've been explaining it sounds awesome. It sounds fun.
The music in 90% of the game is incredible.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the music.
It enhances the exploration. I would say it's second or third in terms of music to exploration to Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is the game that I believe has the best soundtrack for exploration.
Until they started throwing that down the drain.
What?
Metroid?
Yeah. What about it?
I thought you said earlier that
we are not talking about the thing that's coming out for Metroid that destroyed Metroid. Let's leave.
Yeah. I'm talking Metroid Prime, not.
I was talking about
sequels.
one of the high point of Metroids.
The original Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Not stuff that does not
Comes
exist.
post.
Okay.
But with the game itself, 90% of the music, like I said, is phenomenal. And then you go into the main city. And literally, and I do mean literally, you will hear this for as long as you're in the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah. Dun dun. And I'm not exaggerating. That is the song that they chose to play on a continuous loop while it's nighttime in the city. The daytime song is I can't hear you, I can't see you, da-na-na. I can't hear you, I can't see you, da-na-na. On loop!
Okay, that sort of now pushes that down a little bit on the ladder.
You will not want to be in the city any more than you have to.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But you have to
that's the
be
problem.
in the city.
What's a fat geisha?
You want to know why they do that to you?
Why?
Because you don't have any napkins.
You don't, Toshi. I would love to see Zeus just jump and just attack Fat Geisha right now. I would love that. I would love just to see that happen.
Inside jokes suck for everybody else.
So at least I don't have to drive 4 hours to get to where I put my napkin.
Touche. Touche.
Okay, so
Okay.
what other games were we going to talk about? Or were we not?
Final Fantasy VII.
That's what it was.
Ugh.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Okay.
Oh.
You'll
Okay.
probably not hear much from me.
Who here has watched the trailer, the most recent one? Okay.
Nope.
What are your... Okay. Raise your hand if you're excited for what you saw in the trailer. Okay. Raise your
my
hand
hand.
if you are apprehensive as a monkey effer. For the record, the only people that did not raise their hand for that was me. The person that raised their hand for apprehensive would be me.
I don't even know what that word
I
means.
think the game looks gorgeous, but I am terrified of the combat system that I saw.
told you that was going to be the combat system.
What, the free roam?
I don't think it's free roam. I think it's Final Fantasy 13.
No, it's
15.
It's 15.
Yeah, it's 15 combat.
It's 15 combat style,
That's
which I
already
told you it was
confirmed.
going to be.
So you control when you jump. What about the summon? Like, is it going to work the same way as the summon did in You had a summon bar on the left-hand side in the corner.
Yeah.
So are you going to be able to access summons and then control the summons in the fight like you would in Final Fantasy...
10? No, 12. 12
No.
you control summons.
11.
The card one. The one where the main character is...
9. No?
No, that's typo.
Typo.
Yeah.
7.
Like, you control the summons in that game.
Yeah, no, more. I think this one's more towards how 15 has the summons, where when you need to use them, they'll come and they'll do massive amount of damage. Like in 15, you played the demo for 15, and you know how when Rama comes, that I would hope because then it has a purpose. It's like it's your last resort. It causes huge amount of damage and it has some rehabilitation. Destroys that forest area.
Yeah.
So I would like that just to make it so the summons are that powerful. There is consequence with using them. They can destroy that field and make it dead, or help it or something. Because that makes it more like the summons are good, but they will have catches with them.
Yeah. If it plays like 15, like where you move around, it's more like Kingdom Hearts. I'm a little more excited.
No, that's what I told you. They were going to move towards that style. We talked about that a while ago, that they're moving to that, and he made mention of it.
Is it confirmed that it's going to play like that, or is it...
Yes and no. It is confirmed that section will play like Kingdom Hearts, but they said they also may add other styles of gameplay in it to give variety. Because they're going to make it most likely episodic. The whole 7 series, because it's so, like, the quality of it looks amazing.
Yes.
Do you think they could really fit all that on one disc for all the other areas, Golden Saucer, the towns, all the other places they go?
If they do decide to go the route of episodic, I hope that they don't have like a 2-year span between games.
I hope not.
Because
what would you give? Like, okay, in fact, actually, you played it too. What would you give them as expand that's acceptable?
I would say, like, time-wise?
Time-wise.
1 year. I mean,
What you would say?
I would want them to wait to release it, like the first one, until they had the progress done on the next ones to where they could release it in that window. A year and a half would be acceptable, but unideal.
I would go 6 months to a year. What about you, Fact?
I won't give a time span because it's Square Enix. But I will say it's Square Enix, and they've been on a rampage with making...
Let's hold back this game for a while.
Yeah, like making multiple games. So there's going to be more than one. I can almost guarantee it.
So,
saying ideally.
But, okay.
I don't know. They'll span it out because
they know they'll make the money.
Yeah, they're pretty notorious for that because they'll just sit there and they'll just be tapping on their desk like, oh, I know you want this, but I'm going to make you wait and buy some DLC first.
Sit here and tease you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be... and this is also what's funny. How are we getting back to to episodic again? Because we've had a cycle of episodic before, and it died. I mean,
what's episodic?
Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Like, they split the game into parts.
Mm-hmm. Like, you download multiple segments of it.
Ever since 13, and then they did 14, they're just like, hey, let's make everything split up. Yeah, we make a lot of money that way. Yeah,
instead of selling the game as one whole.
I mean, and the biggest one that a lot of people know of episodic that really pissed off a lot of people was Half-Life 2. Because they released 2 episodes, 3 or 2? 2, and they promised a third. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't seen anything on Half-Life 3.
There was supposed to be Half-Life 2 Episode 3. That got canceled. There's supposed to be Half-Life 3.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's on basically permanent hiatus. Like, supposedly has a group of 10 people working on it.
I just want to see Goat Simulator 3 out.
Is there 2?
No.
I don't think
I want to see 3. I want them to skip 2 and go straight to 3.
That would make sense with Ghost Simulator. That would make sense with that game series. But
I know that was random, but it just popped in my head.
But with the trailer, I mean, it looks, as we said, a great deal, like, amazing.
The graphics look phenomenal.
I love how they made, like, those characters, those 3 that you worked with at the beginning.
I didn't really like Barrett's look.
I don't like Barrett. Okay, I'll give Barrett doesn't look great, but I like how they had that interaction. You felt like watching that. I was like,
I like that they actually. I don't know how, but they looked like they did in the blocky side. Yeah. They looked like it was you take the blocky side and then you shave it down to where it's the actual character. Wait, what?
And when they communicated, it sounded normal. It didn't sound off. It didn't sound weird. Yeah. It sounded like you were in that mission. You're like a third person observing, going, "What the crap?"
Yeah, and it also didn't feel like these characters are just going to die later on.
Mm-hmm. See, I understand why you have a question on that like standalone area because of when they show that final scene with them fighting the robot, the Scorpion type. I forgot what. That may be why you thought of it being like 13. Because how are you going to move in such a small area in that way?
Yeah.
With the fight with the soldiers, though, you saw them move around.
Yeah, but 13 they move around a lot too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, you got to think all the way back. Like Lost Odyssey on the 360 had that whole like
I like Lost
moving around, doing a bunch of stuff, combat, but it's still turn based.
I liked Lost Odyssey.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it was a great game. I thought it was great.
I'm not saying that moving around and having the combat is a dead failure. Perfect example would be Chrono Trigger. But Final Fantasy 13 is the most recent example of it, and the same people that made Final Fantasy 13 2 and Final Fantasy 13 3 as their most recent Final Fantasy games that used that similar style of gameplay, making the same one we're talking about now is not the biggest of boons.
As I said, by what I thought I saw, it seemed more active movement, and I like that you could switch characters.
That if that's the case, and you can just actively switch between them, and you are in control of it, you can switch over to one, say use an item, switch back to the character.
Because if you,
I would be completely okay with that if you are in control of the character, and your guard button is instead of pressing left on attack and switching to guard, and you just go into guard for a time period. It's actually like Kingdom Hearts, where it's time related.
well, see, one of the reasons why I don't like 13 is because there was no attack; it was all auto.
Yeah.
And this one
was
looked,
really good though.
the story was fun, but this one it looked like it had attack, magic, skills. It had the options which you want. You want to be able to go. I want to use a magic here. I want to use this attack.
Yeah.
And that's something I want out of that because if
But Final Fantasy 13 had that too. You just never used it because it was dumb.
where did it have attack? Because every time I looked, it was magic, the Runaga, and items.
There was attack, the attack types, which would include the Runaga,
Oh,
and then item.
See,
so you still had it,
but
but it was worthless because you had to change form or stance or whatever it was called in order to use the other ones. You couldn't be like,
Change paradigms.
yeah, that's the one. So you'd be like, all right, cool, I'm in an attack form. I need a heal. Okay, everybody change over to heal status. Here.
you had to change to like Saboteur and stuff. And
Yep.
but that's the thing. This one won't have that because if they're gonna base it off of 7, they'll have just materia. It will still be built like it should be, and that's why it didn't look like. I didn't see any stat change. I only saw character change.
You're a little more optimistic than me. I hope you're right. I hope that it's either a gameplay that is still turn-based with just movement around, or one that works more like Kingdom Hearts. I can live with that. If it's more like Final Fantasy 13...
Well, see, that's why I think they based it more off of 15 and Kingdom Hearts because those they know, like we've seen the builds for a basic idea of how they're gonna play.
Yeah.
And they know that they will sell and those people will enjoy that play because you played the demo, I played the demo 15. That was a great demo.
Absolutely.
If it play and they know that works and that's what people and I love it how he like the creator of 15, the director, went back and patched the game, patched the demo to fix those things. If they took that care and put it into this remake, that will make it so much more better.
I think you're right. It's just come down to whether or not it's going to actually happen.
I know, but let's just hope because this is also the catch. We're going to see it. Like, if it's good or bad, it's going to come out and you know people are going to play. Like every other game. Everyone's going to play.
I hope that it doesn't have reason to be complained at. I hope that it's just complained at because everyone complains.
Okay.
Well, we are coming up on some time, so any last final thoughts, things that you guys were wanting to go back on real quick or anything? Because I do have some stuff, but
Go.
if you guys have anything,
You go first.
I'm good.
nothing from Try or anything? Any
No,
seasons?
And don't you mention a napkin.
That's what also I knew that was going to come. I just didn't know whose mouth.
Alright, I just won't say anything.
Okay, so the first thing I want to start off on is we want to pay our wishes to the family of Akiyuki Nosaka. He was the novelist for Grave of the Fireflies. He passed away December 9th, and he was 85.
It was really done well as a movie. I mean, that
Grave
movie,
of the Fireflies is, if you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it.
It's a very emotional movie.
Yep. And I just had some breaking news Human might be very interested in.
Is it about One Piece?
No, it's about our little product manager over there. Our production manager.
Please tell me there's a second season.
Himoto Umaro-chan's Ebony
Oh, I saw that
gets
already.
life-sized 3D mouse pad.
Actually, I don't like that.
Yeah, he showed me that.
Yes,
want
I
one.
saw that. I was like,
I want the butt one. Have you seen the butt ones?
No, those would be better.
I know you want.
Those ones are huge.
I don't like that. I like.
Do you cradle your arm in between the breasts
Yeah.
while you move your mouse around?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've not seen those mouse.
You haven't seen the ergonomical mouse pads?
No.
Dude, they're everywhere at the conventions. I've always wanted to get one, but
No.
Rhonda.
No.
yep.
No.
So that's out. And
Oh.
the price for that is tits. Literally. $207
What?
For that mouse pad.
for that mouse pad, for a life-size mouse pad.
F
Wait,
you.
what? Life-size mouse pad?
Yeah, the boobs are
Breasts
13.
are to scale.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mouse pad measures at 450 millimeters, which is 17.7 inches across, and 380 millimeters long, which is 15 inches long. The boobs are 13 millimeters thick, which is 0.5 inches thick. The entire product is made of a two-way tricot fabric.
I would not pay that much, though.
No,
I
no.
better be able to motorboat them.
That's the horrible thing.
I
You
walk
know,
in
the
here,
peop- those
just
people-
walk in. Oh God, he's motorboating his mouse pad.
No. People will do far worse with that. If it's 207, they're gonna do far worse than that.
If I'm gonna spend $200 on any kind of anime product, it's gonna be the freaking Shinron pillow that's coming out.
See, the only thing I want to spend that much is that freaking Miyazaki collection.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
box
would-
set.
Yeah,
I want
That's
that.
320
That
something.
I would think would be worth it. All the shorts, all the Studio Ghibli Miyazaki stuff, that would be worth it. But yeah, that Shinron, we didn't mention that, did we?
Yeah, we didn't get to. That's why I kind of just
Okay.
did that real quick. And to close it out, we'll cater to the girls a little bit. Or well, I don't know. It's kind of meant for men, isn't it?
Fat Geisha's gonna buy one.
I'm doing it.
Did you show Zaris it?
I don't think I did. So what it is, it's a sailor uniform loungewear
Onesie.
for men. So it's like a Sailor Moon outfit, except it's like
It's for dudes when you want to feel pretty.
yeah. I've seen the video and it's quite hilarious. Anyway, the news about that was that when it came out, it sold out within the first 2 days.
And it costs $75 for one.
$75
For one set, yep.
Jeez. Yeah, we're sitting here watching the video right now.
That's a male.
It's literally a male wearing.
And I'm pretty sure he shaved his legs.
Oh, I didn't even get to see that. Comes with the little bow tie, and it looks like a robe.
So it's a regular. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's-
god, that is a short skirt.
Now imagine me just walking around wearing that.
Dude, that would be
I've
so fun to wear at
seen you.
conventions. We should all get one and go to conventions with that.
See, Zach's got the right idea.
You know, we don't need to spend the extra money for the one that's quote unquote designed for men. We
That
can just
male
get
is
the
running
regular
funny.
I like how he sits on the couch with his goatee and he's all sitting all fancy, pretty like.
So, if you had to get one, what color would you get? The white and blue or the black
Oh,
and
dude,
blue?
I'd totally get the white and blue.
Yeah, white and blue.
Fat Geisha, what color? White and blue or black and blue?
Yeah, we already talked about this. I want the white and blue.
And I would get the black and blue because I'm opposite.
Okay, so to close up, anything else you need to add? One shot. Nope. Next.
Come
No,
watch
I don't.
my
I don't.
Twitch.
I don't need any napkins. I'm good.
Zaris has
All
done.
right, game on, guys. Game out.
That is his outer.
This is human.
I'm
Remember
an Audi.
what the fuck? Just keep matching napkins. He'll shut down everyone. Okay, this is human. Remember, don't regret the things that you do. Regret the things that you don't, but you always look back on that.
Oh, this is Fat Geisha signing off. And remember, I like my women sexy, so keep them happy.
Alright guys, this is Toshi. Remember to go check us out on SoundCloud, www.soundcloud.com, I believe just Nerdlag. And then, I need to write these down really
YouTube?
bad. There's a YouTube account, just go search Nerdlag. You'll find well, you don't even have to do that.
Oh, we got it.
Yep,
Okay.
we got it working. You just have to type in Nerdlag on YouTube, and our channel will pop up. It's a big N and L with a sword and
It's gonna say nerd lag.
well, yeah, it'll say Nerdlag, but just click on that, subscribe, link, or like, share, share
Tell
with
the
your
world
friends.
about us.
Yeah.
Facebook.
And then Facebook, facebook.com/nerdlag. Go click, share, follow us. We're going to keep all you guys up to date on all the stuff that we talk about, all the links that we found all of our info at. So go and check that out. This is Toshi signing off. Have a good night.
Me. Bye.